Hi guys, I'm April.
And I'm Derek.
And we are New Look RV Renovations. So the Trailrunner.
The Trailrunner. It was a nice camper.
Yeah, it was the first RV that we renovated in 2020. The pandemic hit in March.
And we run a photography business, and that business, like a lot of businesses, came to a screeching halt.
Yeah, we did a lot of, and still hopefully do a lot of corporate events. And so all of those corporate events started canceling and having to postpone, as well as all the weddings that we had booked.
Yeah, it all got shut down. So we had to get creative on how we were gonna make money. And we had renovated a couple campers in the past for ourselves personally, a pop-up in another travel trailer. And so we went shopping for RVs.
Yeah, which was a little scary. Obviously we had some money set aside that we were doing okay with when the pandemic hit. But it was definitely scary to put a large amount of our savings into buying a travel trailer.
Yeah, we were definitely rolling the dice on that opportunity. All right, it's demo day. It's these guys' favorite thing to do.
Yep.
We're gonna break things, but hopefully not too many things.
Yep. Let's go.
Any fans of renovation television know that one of the most exciting days in any renovation is
demo day. And I think our kids were especially hyped up for demo day.
making money here. Who said there's no money in flipping campers?
There's nothing worse than spending a significant amount of your savings on something and then going in and tearing it all apart.
Totally wrecking it. And I mean, just making it pretty, it's usable. You could sleep in there, but it's really unusable. You couldn't really resell it at this point, or if you did resell it, it would be for significantly less money.
Yeah. I always walk into the RVs after we've demoed them and I'm like,
But on the other hand, it's a blank slate, and it's a chance to start over in a lot of ways, and it's a blank canvas, and you get to create. Taking out the sink so that we can take out the countertops. So I disconnected the drains, disconnected the water supplies. There's a bunch of little clamps that are all underneath that kind of clamp the sink onto the countertop. So you have to take all those out. Hopefully I got them all. And then if I did that all, this should pull right up.
it does look like you missed one.
Looks like I missed one. And there it all is. Had two drains, hot, cold water. And then there's just a bunch of clamps that clamp all the way around this thing. And they usually kind of suck to get out sometimes because they're really hard to get to. And this is a really small space to cram into to reach them. All right, I'm doing one of the least fun. If there is a least fun thing to do in a camper renovation, it's in the top 5 definitely. I'm just washing the walls, getting all the goo, bug guts, food, all that kind of stuff off it before we sand, putty it, and wipe down again to paint, so that 1, the paint will stick, 2, we're dealing with cleaner surfaces, and yeah, there isn't a 3. But I'm using a mixture of borax, a tablespoon of borax, or water. It's probably one of the least toxic options for this sort of thing, and so I decided to go that route. Do you have any least fun things in a renovation?
No, because all those things I just have you do. Just kidding.
So now we're gonna sand, we're gonna putty, we're gonna find little holes like this that we aren't gonna be using anymore. We're gonna make sure they're nice and level, clear them off, and get things ready to paint. Alright, so now we're going to work on kind of roughing these up, sanding all the covers a little bit so that we can get those first coats of primer and paint on.
Sanding doesn't look too bad.
Oh, it's a good time. You'll see. Copeland's taking all the hinges and knobs and hardware off the doors so that we can wipe those down and sand them, get them ready to paint.
One thing we hadn't anticipated with this camper renovation is how hard it would be to get supplies.
Yeah, in the early days of the pandemic, we're talking like, what was this, April, May, somewhere in there. It was still pretty freaky to try to go to stores, and not a lot of stores yet really had their online ordering up and running. I mean, even like Home Depot and Menards were pretty like, things weren't as smooth as they are now.
Right, and so it was definitely a learning process, I'm sure, not only for them, but for us as well.
Yeah, so we had to make that one first supply run, and we tried to like think of everything we would possibly need for this renovation so that we only had to make one trip.
We probably got 80% of it.
Yeah, we did pretty well. All right, the bad news is that our paint is not mixed up. It's just gunk on the bottom and liquid on top.
The good news is the sun is shining. Can I have a White Claw? I just want to put it out there, I am not endorsed by White Claw, but I can be if they want to call me.
All right, it's a lazy Sunday, Mother's Day. It's a little cold outside, low 40s, it's raining, so we can't put any more paint on the cupboards. So what we're gonna do is take this moment to tape and get ready to prime in here.
So all of our kids are really helpful, but Cohen was especially helpful with this renovation.
Yeah, I think Cohen likes projects, he likes building things.
Yeah, he definitely really got his like work ethic for like hard work, like construction, like hands-on from me.
She's right.
It's so nice to just be able to be outside in the sunshine with the birds chirping and just painting cabinet doors.
On the flip side, right now when we're recording this, it's winter and the high, if we're lucky, is like 30 degrees. So
we have to like literally be careful not to trip on ice as we go to the RV.
yeah, so this looks pretty nice.
Yeah, looks real nice.
Painting never ends, but hopefully today it does. Hopefully these are some final touch-ups so that we can move on.
So early on, we would use real shiplap in camper renovations, and this was for a couple of reasons. One, we just didn't know better, and two, we didn't have the tools. We didn't have a table saw at the time. Now we make a much lighter version out of plywood. It's a faux shiplap, but it has the same great look, and it's a whole lot lighter.
Yeah, I mean, we did end up weighing that initial trailer, and it still ended up being totally fine within weight limits because we had demoed out so many things that were larger, and we were conscientious of weight in other ways throughout the camper. But I think anywhere that you can put lightweight materials in, you really should.
And it's just an example of some of these things you got to learn as you do.
It's another cloudy, kind of dreary sort of day, but at least it's not raining.
So this is kind of a basic RV or van conversion slide. Seen a lot of these online where people turn a couch or a futon into a bed real easy. So we're just borrowing that principle, and we're going to attach this to the bottom of the futon, and that should work out great.
So today we're trying to tie up some loose ends, finish some painting. Right now I'm trying to cut a piece to patch the floor, and just kind of go from there. Finally, a sunny, beautiful day. Oh God, we need this.
Ordering things for the camper were a little harder than they would have been had we been able to just go to stores and pick things and pick throw pillows that are cute and pair them with blankets. But we decided to just order everything online to be extra cautious at that time. And yeah, it was a whole debacle.
Supply was slow. I mean, I think a lot of things weren't coming from China. A lot of things are made in China, and at that time, just a lot of stuff wasn't coming into the country. And so we had a real tie-up, especially with some adhesive tile.
All right, a lot of stress over getting this peel and stick tile. It came today, but is the color going to be good? We had to go with what was available.
We weren't able to get the original distributor we wanted. We found a replacement, but then that replacement wasn't going to come, so we ordered a replacement for the replacement.
And now, yeah, long story short, we have a surplus of adhesive tile that we no longer even put in RVs.
So yeah, if you're in the market, drop us an email. Should look good.
Yeah.
Just gotta put it up now. So I just gotta install this there. Should be easy, right?
It really felt like Christmas when all these boxes were just arriving on our porch and they were like these pretty things for the camper. And
She was enjoying herself.
Yeah. With each renovation, we definitely learn new things and get better and better at this.
Yeah, it seems like there's always an opportunity to challenge us, and these challenges, I guess, force us to grow.
Literally every RV, when I look back at it, I'm like, okay, that was the big challenge that we overcame.
Right. And sometimes those challenges carry over and we face them again in the future, obviously, but we're better equipped to face them because we have those past experiences, and so it's maybe not such a big deal. You know, whereas the first time it might have been something that set us back like 2 or 3 days. Now we're just like, oh, okay, we got to get this and we got to do that, and you know, maybe it's a couple extra hours, but you know, we have a better idea of what to do now. Always learning. So when we reinstalled the trim near the bunkhouse, I realized that the door beneath the bottom bunk for the storage compartment was actually scraping against the wall. So we just had to modify it a little bit here so we didn't keep ripping the paint off the wall. Today is kind of like hurry up and finish day. Trying to tie together a lot of loose ends. Hoping to get things wrapped up sometime tomorrow, but big project left is the backsplash. Gotta finish putting the last board of shiplap in the bathroom, and then we'll probably have to caulk and maybe trim out some of that. We gotta reinstall the sinks and clean everything up real well, including the outside, which we haven't addressed yet. So, a few things left. We're in the home stretch. In any project like this, it feels like you can see the end and it's so close, and maybe there's just a few loose ends standing between you and the finish line, but
yeah, that felt like a little more, like looking at your clips there, that's a little more than a few loose ends. I don't know that you were finishing that the next day.
well, you know, it's optimism. All right, just caulking now, sealing up the back of the countertop, gonna install the sink, try to get some of these loose ends tied up. There's something about the home stretch. On one hand, you can see the end. On the other hand, it's still so far away. But we're getting things done, ends in sight. Let's wrap this thing up. All of the blinds are installed. The sink and stove are back in. Now it's just cleanup time. Gotta clean up in here, and then tomorrow we'll power wash and clean the exterior. I do it with one hand. Today's cleanup pickup day. Think we can get it all done?
As long as we beat the storm.
It's gonna storm in like 1 to 2 hours. So we gotta clean the inside and power wash and scrub the entire outside, including the roof. The designer's getting busy.
Put out a few new pillows.
The design team's trying to take over the construction site. Just got a butter knife. The things that April can get done with a butter knife. Power washing. It's such a satisfying activity.
It is. Watching all that grime come off. Oh, there's nothing better.
So, you know how we mentioned those opportunities to learn? On this camper, it was plumbing. We had really little to no experience with plumbing. I mean, literally I thought I would just put these faucets back in and tighten them up and we'd be good to go. And apparently something didn't get connected properly between the faucet, the cold supply, and the drain, or maybe something accidentally got broken. But we have at least one, maybe 3 different leaks under the kitchen sink. And actually we almost had a disaster in the bathroom because I had to rush in. The drains were plugged and the bathroom sink was like 1/4 of an inch from overflowing when I pulled the drain.
Yeah, we were like in the home stretch, like, hey, let's go out there and turn the plumbing on and take some pictures because this baby is wrapped up.
Nope. And
she's not.
No.
She's got leaky pipes.
Leaky pipes, real leaky pipes. So instead of doing the final preps and taking the photos, we had to do a mad dash to stop all the leaks, collect the water, try to figure out where the heck the water was coming from. I think I've pretty well identified that now, but truth of the matter is, we're just done for the day. It's raining out, it's really probably too dark to take any good photos or video at this point anyway. So, dried it up, shut the water off, and we'll come take a look at it tomorrow. But, yep, if you thought it was all gonna be easy, you were wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a beautiful day. That probably set us back a couple of days. Trying to figure out the right attachments and fixing the leaks in the faucet. And then we got to a point where we were ready to take those final pictures and get this thing listed.
Because we called the Super Mario Brothers. Right, isn't he a plumber?
Yeah, they're both plumbers. After about 50 other heartbreaking tries, I'm gonna turn the pump on and see if it works. Getting those leaks fixed was such a relief. It was such a mountain to climb. It was definitely out of my comfort zone, but to figure out how to get those properly fitted and sealed up and, like I said, fix the leaks, it was definitely a feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah, and I think with each passing obstacle that we overcome, we get that much closer to being more and more comfortable with each renovation as far as like, okay, the electrical doesn't work in this one, no big deal, we'll figure it out. Oh, the furnace is broke, we'll fix it.
And to some of you that may seem like, well, duh, but this isn't stuff that we necessarily had a lot of experience with, before. We didn't work in construction prior, we've never, flipped a house or anything like that. So some of this is what has been new territory when we come across it.
What would you have done if I like spit it out like? Oh yeah, this window and one other window I have to clean on the outside because.
Oh, we still gotta wipe out these compartments.
Well, this one I started to do, but it needs.
How's the bunk, Copeland?
Good.
How do you rate the bunk, Kohler?
I've never been on the bunk yet.
Well, you're on the bottom bunk.
I give it 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Whoa.
Whew.
Dang, can you compete with that?
I mean, I would give it probably like a 6 or 7.
Wow, it's listing day.
Such a relief, such a culmination, so much hard work had gone
Click.
into this.
Hit that button, it's listed.
Post those pics, edit that video, and it's out there to share.
Are people gonna like it?
Are they gonna hate it? Are they gonna tell us we're crazy, we're asking too much money?
Did we just invest all this money in an RV and it's not gonna sell?
And all this hard work, don't forget that, all this hard work.
Usually what happens is that Derek takes the kids and they like have a fun little day where they do some things, and then I go in the travel trailer with all the pretty things. I just like to have the whole night ahead of myself. So just like put the pillows out, the candles, everything I'm gonna put in the camper, and then Derek and the kids usually stop by and bring me like pizza or muffins, and we have like a nice little family moment in the travel trailer, and then they leave, and then I finish staging the travel trailer.
Yeah, Joanna does a great job.
We set up our first showing. We're so excited. We go in to turn everything on and
The toilet leaks.
just like a little trickle, just a little leak.
A little
but
drip, drip, drip.
Shoot, that stinks.
And so we figure it's just gonna be a little piece. We're just gonna have to replace a little piece. It's a hose attachment. It's just the supply to the toilet. Nope. We find out that with this particular toilet and this particular piece, you have to replace the whole thing.
Which, okay, wouldn't be the end of the world. We'll just run over to like our local Camping World or RV dealership. No. All the white toilets in our metropolitan area are sold out.
So again, it's a pandemic. A lot of these toilets are probably made in China. They're just not shipping. RVing is on the rise. All outdoor activities are through the roof because people can't do anything else. So they're all outside. They're all going camping. No white toilets.
So, do we get a bone toilet?
I didn't even know that bone was a color before we started doing this, but bone is a color, and bone is a color that RV manufacturers love.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
Whose bones are brown? Is that real?
They're like off-white, I guess. So, we got the toilet like a day later or something. Somehow someone finagled and like did some sort of express shipping for us. We got the toilet. I think those first people that looked at the RV, we just explained the situation to them.
Yeah, we told them we'd fix it, and it was gonna be repaired the next day.
So wow, this turned out pretty well.
Yeah, it's really shaped up.
I mean, initially we had this vision for it, and it all came to fruition.
It did come to fruition. It was a lot of painting. I feel like painting never ended, but
Painting never ends.
It really paid off. I mean, it was a pretty nice camper to begin with. There's a lot of people who would have been happy with it, loved it. Like we said, we were real nervous when we demoed it and wrecked it and made it pretty unusable, but in the end,
we ended up selling the Trailrunner within 24 hours, which felt amazing.
it was incredible. I mean, it was just a sign for us that we had done the right thing and that, we were moving in the right direction, and, we didn't know if we were going to sit on this thing for a week or a month or if it was going to be ours forever, but we sold it.
Yeah, cheers to that. And so literally as Derek was showing the buyers the camper, I was online and basically setting up a showing for the next morning to purchase another camper.
Yeah, it seems crazy, but there's time and place when we own 2 travel trailers.
Thanks so much for watching, guys.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
And follow us on Instagram for more RV renovations.
See you next time.
Bye.